Another dominating performance by Aster as they take the second game in this best-of-5 grand finals for the StarLadder ImbaTV minor. Alliance not too happy with their performance. We're here to break this second game down. There will be definitely a third, but we'll see if Alliance can force it to a fourth or a fifth, perhaps even. I'm here with Tsunami and Nahaz, and that game was very short. Still plenty to talk about, Tsunami.
It's rare that I would consider dominating to be sugarcoating it, because dominating was almost a light interpretation. Yeah, not happy would also definitely be sugarcoating it, as I'm sure Alliance are furious with what happened that game. That is quite possibly one of the cleanest games of Dota I've ever witnessed at this stage of a DPC event. It was like perfect CS from a Storm Spirit almost for like the first 5 minutes, 100% outpost coverage. Well, I don't know what the rune stats were, but ChYuan was just flawless game the entire time, and all of Aster followed suit.
Yeah, regardless of the term that you use to describe how Alliance is feeling or how Aster performed in this game, that's pretty much the same term that we've applied to Aster throughout the tournament and their opponents. This team is sure looking like a team that was effectively boot camp quarantined in Malaysia for 2 straight weeks before this event. They have come in, and from the very first game, they have looked like the most prepared team here. They understand the meta incredibly well. And as Tsunami mentioned, ChYuan, who the newcomer from Malaysia to this squad, was one of the big question marks about how far Aster could go, where their ceiling would be. Yeah, I think he's answered all those questions and then some.
Yeah, we started, well, after the draft, we started asking ourselves the question, you know, who has the happiest lanes? And we did agree that Aster will probably come out on top. And we said probably because I don't think you could have predicted this style of play coming out from Aster.
Well, I think it's Winter has been saying this very consistently all tournament long, and I'll give him a lot of credit, that very often when you're the team with second pick in this meta, you're going to have overall the strongest hero on the map. Now, first of all, I'm not sure that that was true of Alliance anyway, but the result of that is it's very important for the second pick team, the Aster in this time, you got to worry about your lanes. And Aster just used those first 5 picks of theirs to completely secure the side lanes. There was not a pick at the 10th position that would have given Alliance the strongest hero on the map or addressed the lane weakness. It was just such a clean out draft by the stand-in coach LaNm.
Yeah, really the biggest question mark is how big of a game would Storm Spirit have, as that was the 22nd pick from Aster. And I don't think it's supposed to go that heavily in the favor of a Storm Spirit versus a DK. And Limmp is an incredibly accomplished player as well. At most, all I can say is that Alliance have had to play a lot of Dota in the past 2 days. They had their back-to-back series as they were knocked down to the lower bracket, and then now they had to play against Gambit, and now coming into this series as well. So that's really all I could say in terms of a defense for Alliance.
You're gonna give them the fatigue opt-out?
Do you have a better, do you have a better option?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, we have heard them talk about their struggles. No, well, I don't think they're bad. I think they are lost.
Yeah.
Picking, like, Medusa for Nikobaby, don't get me wrong, he is an incredible Medusa player, and but he is the, like, well, I don't know what else will work, so we pick Medusa for Nikobaby. I don't think that they were comfortable in this specific game.
Well, it was
we've seen it earlier today and they were good.
It was a run back. Like, this Arc Warden strategy, they knew everyone, as soon as the Medusa was picked, the whole world knew that Arc Warden was going to get selected next.
But go back, rewind to the last time that they ran that very same counter. It was Sccc taking the Arc Warden in the mid lane and pretty much dominating start to finish. And when you talk about Alliance struggling right now, and they're in a little bit of a transition phase as a team, they've realized that Nikobaby cannot be their all-in every game win condition and expect to be successful. But the top teams are going to take that away. And when you look at this game, the way that they executed the counter was completely different, with the Arc Warden staying in the side lane, and it was really ChYuan dictating the pace of the game, as you see right here. When you have that kind of flexibility, even for the same heroes that you're running, when you have that kind of flexibility in roles and how you're going to dictate tempo across the map, it's just very, very hard to play against.
I think this second game, they came in a little lost. We already knew that they took a lot of time already in the first phase bans. They kind of gave themselves that extra pressure for the rest of the draft, and it showed, because if we can guess that there will be an Arc Warden that will have very little resistance, then I'm going to assume that's something that Alliance should definitely know as well. And they just didn't have an answer for it.
Yeah, and it wasn't like Nahaz said, it wasn't the Arc Warden even winning the game. All 3 lanes were catastrophes for Alliance. So
I mean, Omni Knight was the most farmed hero on the board in 10 minutes. What are you gonna do? It is 18.9k damage in a game that didn't even reach the 24-minute mark. By the way, that is a command performance on the Storm Spirit.
Yeah. I think the best thing for this game and the best thing for Alliance with this game is just erase it from your memory, because I don't think there's anything that they can particularly learn from how this played out. They can learn from the draft, sure, but I don't think that there is a scenario where they could have had a much better game based on that.
Execution-wise, I don't think you can take much from this game at all. I think that one of the big principles, though, is I am not sure at all about this Disruptor pick at the 4 position. I think Handsken is playing the best Dota of his career this season after transitioning over to the 4 role. I know Disruptor, his career stats are very strong, but I just don't think it fits the meta right now. And when you compare what he was able to do on Disruptor with FaZe in that game, and then himself in the previous games, what he's able to bring on Rubik, I don't think it's not even close.
Did you want to have the stats tsunami?
Yeah, you're flipping through some sheets there, Shiver.
Yeah, because okay, so I saw the stats of the Disruptor picked by Alliance, and I'm like, I'm not sure if that's right. So let me check to be sure.
Before this panel started, I was very curious because
right.
I'm seeing a lot of Disruptor on Alliance, and I'm seeing a lot of losses every single time they pick it. Now, can you quantify?
Yes, I can. So Disruptor is their 3rd most picked hero.
Okay.
Only 4 games.
Small sample size, but
Small sample size. They picked it on Handsken once, well, twice, including this one. They picked it on Fata twice.
No, so 5 games total
sorry,
now.
they picked it on Fata 3 times and on Handsken twice, including that game. It's a 20% with including the previous game. Only 1 game win.
1 in 4.
1 in 4, and that was on Fata.
Not great.
And that was against Noping.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you want to take that into consideration as well. I just think, wipe that slate clean. Think about this new game, fresh eyes. We are in game number 3. This is it. You can't just say, oh, let's try to see if Nikobaby can carry a Medusa.
So Alliance ban out the Rubik themselves. You assume the 3rd ban by Aster is going to be Timbersaw, or Alliance is going to be clicking that button as hard as they can.
Yeah. Now what?
Yeah.
They banned out the Rubik.
We still have the Nyx Assassin in the pool.
Yeah, the Nyx is
and the Sapphire as well.
There's Nyx.
I think not picking Nyx is a gigantic throw, because you give that hero first pick to Aster and you know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Wow, they actually picked Mars instead of Oracle. For some reason, I thought for sure if they can get the Shaman Oracle opening, they would just go for it. But instead, they maybe somewhat picked the Mars, and
That's
now
an early Death Prophet.
Well, it's an early Death Prophet, but it fits the profile if you're as the first pick team, right? That 10th pick is one of the most protected picks in the draft. You get 2 bans, and Alliance have shown that they're willing to run it in the safe lane as well as the mid.
True.
They had the game last night where Nikobaby took that in the side lane with a mid Limmp TA. The Shadow Shaman is a hero that not a lot of teams outside of Aster have favored at this event. And it's a hero that's vulnerable to getting run at, but again, their support duo has played so well around each other. That was the other big question for them coming into this tournament. BoBoKa, he's just not looked like the kind of player that we saw in the first year of his career, the last few teams we've seen him on, but the support play from Fade and BoBoKa as a duo has definitely been there.
Yeah, the balance was at the start of the season a little bit off, and they were searching for a way to make it work, with Fade also at some point position 5 and BoBoKa 4, but this way, with BoBoKa 5, Fade just being basically set free on Alliance, because they prefer XXS on those offlaners that don't need a lot of help. Mars is one of them. You want to help them out at the start, but
there's the Oracle ban. You do wonder if you'd have picked Oracle to go with the Nyx Assassin, whether the Death Prophet still would have been there for you on the table in the 2nd stage.
it's all about the happy lanes.
It really is.
Happy lanes, smiley face lanes.
do you think that Nyx Assassin and Death Prophet already are 2 heroes that generally have happy lanes? Death Prophet not per se.
Nyx doesn't ever have sad lanes, but it's very dependent on having like a partner, because inherently he has high regen, but he's not a great roamer.
and you can't really bully necessarily unless if you have like a double stun setup. Maybe a Darkseer would be at best something to make Nyx have a happy lane.
Particularly with the Oracle already off the board, you can look in that direction.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do want to see Alliance give themselves a chance in team fights because Aster has played the lanes so well. Alliance needs a lineup that they don't have to win the lanes behind. They need a lineup that they can take some of these 5v5s in the mid game.
Something like a Disruptor, maybe?
Yeah. And they're still, wow, that says something right there. Maybe they are still looking at the Medusa in phase 2 here.
I mean, it could be their last game. Do you, like, you can go out on what you know works.
True.
Well, it has worked in the past, but it hasn't worked against Aster yet.
You know, in fairness, I think you've played 2 games now against Aster with your Medusa, and they've both gone very differently. Oh
True.
My God, though. I think this hero is just flat out busted. I'm surprised you haven't seen it more. And this is yet another just new look from Aster, right?
Yeah.
It's just so hard to play against a team like this. You watch Aster play and you get the sense that they haven't shown half of what they've scrimmed.
Well, they had a lot of time.
Yeah, they did.
We've heard from Alliance that they had a longer bootcamp planned, but due to some, I believe, visa issues and all that, they only ended up being able to bootcamp for 3 days.
Yeah.
And that is a massive difference. Jakiro, first Jakiro pick of the tournament, even.
And going back to something that Alliance was very much a fan of earlier on in the season.
Yeah, it's a Fata classic, but I think there's a reason why this hero is not particularly popular. It's okay at the lanes. It was its original claim to fame whenever it made a resurgence was just because the max ice path was so irritating, but that build is pretty much fell out of favor for the most part.
I think it's now max Jewel Breath, and just take your mangoes with you and just win the lane. Yeah.
Happy lanes. So it's a good look in that regard, but I think there's a reason why this hero is not particularly meta. It's just a little bit too slow, and the pushing capabilities are not as strong as it once was.
Boy, I really more and more, if you have a hero in your back pocket as Alliance that you think you can really use to punish this SF mid, I'm more and more thinking about taking this DP into the side lanes and just running a tempo lineup, because Jakiro's a hero, you know, in every iteration of the meta that you have to find a way to play on the enemy side of the map, or it loses so much of its value.
Yeah, picking the Shadow Fiend this early on almost makes me feel like Aster's daring Alliance to pick that Templar Assassin.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I know you're going to run this Nikobaby Death Prophet. Well, there's the Darkseer, so at least Nyx Assassin has a happy lane now. But is the Jakiro going to pair up with the Death Prophet, or are Alliance going to go to the Templar Assassin mid?
You know, the other thing that you look at as Alliance, if you're going to get real crazy, is you look at a Naga. And you go to the song, you go to the crazy...
Can't do it.
Oh,
Can't
well,
do it.
okay, all
One
right.
step ahead.
Sorry.
On the same wavelength of LaNm right there.
Well, what was your justification for the Naga, though?
Oh, you just go all into the team fight, the song into Ice Path, Vac Wall, Death Prophet, Silence Ghost.
We saw
Drop
Gambit
it.
attempted yesterday.
Yeah.
And
lose to Aster.
It just looks like Aster's
But
had the
they
answer to
had two
everything.
really nice looking
Man,
fights.
those team fights were hype. I was in the crowd for that.
But this is already, you know, back into Ice Path. What else can you... what other wombo combos? You can just go for Sven.
The Life Stealer, okay.
Oh, Life Stealer.
They want tempo.
Alright.
Is Morphling banned?
I didn't see the last...
Anti-mage. Oh, this is... Okay, this is an opening, though. This is an opening, though, for Alliance. I think they're going to have... Their lanes aren't bad. I do think Anti-mage is not necessarily going to be completely free in the laning phase. They're going to have a window where Lifestealer should be the strongest hero on the map. I think they have a window after this draft that they didn't have in games 1 or 2.
They picked that anti-mage extremely quickly, which makes me feel like they didn't really care what the last pick was. And seeing as how they have the Chen, the Shaman, and the Shadow Fiend, who I'm assuming is going to go presence building talent, I think that they just have their contingency that, like, we're going to push really fast with our 4 heroes. That's Sccc. You do your own thing on anti-mage.
Sure.
You're going to have a fine lane because it's going to be a Darkseer and Nyx Assassin that you're laning against.
Alright.
This
I
is
want
the
you guys,
slowest lineup we've seen Aster pick.
I want you guys to be clairvoyants. What are you saying to your team?
Roll. get on the enemy side of the map and never leave. It's a lineup that needs to seize map control early, and you just don't have much leeway. You need to be ahead at 15 minutes, and you need to keep taking those objectives.
That's very inspiring. If I was clairvoyant, I'd say, guys, please don't kick me.
Okay.
I promise next tournament will be a little bit better.
Tsunami, the realist.
I think it would get a lot of appreciation from people at home, because there might be some people thinking the same. But this is the first coach showing for Alliance. This series is not paid off just yet. We're gonna see if they can force Aster to that game number 4 here in the grand finals. Let's head over to Toby and Kyle.
I don't think there's any other way to top Tsunami right there, man. That's massive. That's massive props. But yeah, Alliance, this is something different, Kyle. You asked for it. You got it. It's Jakiro, a Fata classic coming up. And as Alan was saying too, Alliance seem to have a faster tempo lineup than Aster. Is it going to be... Do you agree? Well, yeah, your facial expressions let me think that's not the case in your mind.
I mean... It's once again, look, I like that Alliance can actually, like, they can team fight. Vac into Jakiro Ice Path, no brainer. They have a Nick stun follow-up. You can win fights. 3-4-man Vac walls, like, we've seen this before. The concern is that once again, like they have almost every game in this tournament, Aster's in control of the win condition. You've got a last pick Anti-Mage, Sccc looking for that statement win that no one was capable of doing in that previous major final between Secret and EG, where both players ended up losing games with AM. However, here, you don't really like to play up against Death Prophet too much, but at the same time, you kind of just counter Lifestealer. You counter Darkseer, and this removes Alliance's ability to just ignore this AM lane. Like, you want to be able to back lane, farm the Darkseer.
Look how Aster want to start. It's like, yeah, you want to come in and try and fight us. Now it's 2 on either side. Aster, make a choice. Which one do you want to fight? Handsken's going to be the choice. And he only gets 1 stun over on the Shadow Shaman, who's already goes Ether Shock off. Handsken, 1 more attack. MoOz, giddy up, boy. Giddy up.
So close. Like that. And to quote you on just the tempo, the thing is, Shadow Shaman Chen, you can do so much in the early game. Nyx Jakiro, these are way more geared to the late game in terms of supporting. And I'm once again just really concerned that Aster's going to get early towers. SF, also the counter pick to DP, both in the laning phase and the game. Death Prophet wants to harass you with the drain, get up in your face. You're just setting yourself up to get triple nuked. And there's going to be a potential rotation from either support.
Well, this is a fun early movement from Fata. He's Door Breath and try and battle, but XSS blocking him and pushing him back with the God's Rebuke. Nikobaby actually going to open wounds this. They want to get some heavy early damage into XSS. Shadow Fiend doesn't want to get involved in this one, so they have to send Fade over, but XSS, he's just a couple of hits away, and Fata has managed to claim him. First blood to the Alliance safe lane. Will now TP back right now.
Oh, so much shame. They didn't even have an Orb of Venom. They just Jakiro.
Yep, Dual Breath.
Yeah. I love this hero. I've been waiting for Fata to pick it up. I think that this is, if not his best, top 3. He played it mid, he played it off lane, now he's playing it on the 5 role. And I really like the choice for him. It kind of seems like an anti-Aster hero, right? Just a big-ass AoE stun on a short cooldown. Like, this is what you're talking about. When these guys just keep crushing you in the team fights, should be able to help them out.
I love how Handsken just walks up. I suppose he's going to get his mana back anyway, but he's underneath the tier 1 tower, walks up to stun up Sccc. Like, that grand total of like 80 damage before. Like,
got him.
It's like, yeah, I got you, and now I'm just going to take this creep wave, double it up, and then not be able to do anything about it. And BoBoKa, I suppose he's wasting the time of the chat. And that's the other hero that's been really like an amazing hero throughout this tournament. How does BoBoKa play this game out? Like, who's his focus? What's he going to try and do in this game? Apart from mess with the Nyx.
Well, it starts with just securing Sccc as free farm, right? And after that, you can probably look to get involved middle. I think that's your dream here. Because the thing about the DPSF matchup, if SF gets a level advantage, you just start dominating Death Prophet because you hit for like 40 more damage at a point, and then you threaten kills with the raises. But so far, so good for Limmp. He's doing a really nice job playing aggressive. If you're going to beat Shadow Fiend, you got to do it here, these first few waves before he gets the souls up. Still just 1 soul, because we did go for the nuke first on SF.
Hansken's going to get back to the lane. This is the level 2 Iron Shell wave that he's been hoping for. Well, he's got like a lot of health on his creeps. He's got to take the aggro. But Iron Shell stays up.
And interesting, they body blocked that hard camp Sccc placed a sentry to try to get it. They knew he was, so then they actually do block it with the sentry on the top left side, so that camp will not be available. The way you want to combat this spam pulling from the Alliance offlaners is to then drag the creep wave to these camps, increase the farm speed of your AM. If you can't do that, it's pretty annoying, and you don't get that super fast acceleration we typically see in a safe laner versus DS matchup. Mid, still the one to watch though. Look at this 13-6 versus the 10-1 SF. Still no bobble for some time either for our Shadow Fiend.
He's going to be okay though. Spending money on consumables so he can stand in the lane against the DP. And SF, as long as there's some camps for him to work with, not that any support can do it. Once again, Handsken's got another double wave coming with him to the bottom lane. And I think Chen's trying to do something about it, but BoBoKa will TP back to the tier 1 tower.
Yep. And we've talked about this in the past, right? It's nice to do this because Darkseer, you utilize these early levels so effectively. He's got level 2 Ion Shell already. Now Handsken's like, all right, I'd like to get my level 2. There you go. Yep. But it's really important that the DS gets up to 3 ASAP.
Nikobaby got him 4.
Nikobaby's getting outlaned top, though. Kind of crazy when you consider they got the first blood on the Mars, but they're losing this lane. A big part of it is just the Rost is just such a strong hero against Lifestealer. You have some very low base armor, and the big nerfs to the hero really affected his laning phase the most with the loss of the base damage and attack speed, and Mars just smacking him in the face with Buckler Orb of Venom. Yep. As we see.
No, but Fata is starting to deny up some of the waves, so they're not going to get as much out of this lane as they probably would have liked. And Lifestealer's net worth is still pretty close to that of the anti-mage. As Handsken's just been a pain in the butt, really. 33's been farming up both jungle as well as getting these double waves pulled in towards him. And it feels like there's very little Chen can do about it. And even rune control now starts going the way. DD for Limmp. He is actually half a level currently in front of SF. That's just because, like, I think he's half a wave behind him. Oh, they're really going in. No extra support. Crypt Swarm is up. Fairy Fire, stick charges. Shadow Fiend gets a lot more out of him. Handsken gets a good stun off that will break Limmp free, but he's heavily underneath the tower. He's burned both salve as well as the bottle. Not what he wants. Handsken can't really finish the job. ChYuan, great waiting out the spike carapace, making sure he's not going to actually help kill himself. But Death Prophet's not done just yet. Crypt Swarms the wave once again. Shaman looking for a Shachlo target, and Death Prophet just turns around. Double damage rune, combining with that Spirit Siphon. Fade still wants something out of this. He didn't commit to the hold.
I mean, Limmp is playing super well in this mid lane. It's just the only one they're winning is the concern. And Aster's so good, they're not allowing him to run away with it. If you get a kill here early, then suddenly Limp's got 6 up. Maybe he even starts to push the tower. Doing a really good job trying to keep the SF safe, but this is dangerous.
Hold him.
Triple nuke.
Hold him. 1, 2, 3, raise. Fade is low, but Limmp is up. And down he goes.
Where's the team? He's saying, where's my team?
And his team's killing BoBoKa on the bottom lane. Surging Handsken forward. A quick spike carapace, making sure Sccc can't do anything about it. Mana Void was not going to stop that kind of attack.
But Aster, they recognize, look, we don't really care about anything but our Shadow Fiend right now.
Top
Mars.
We're into the bulwark. Nico's trying to get around him, and
that is, whoa.
You like the animation he does on that?
Yeah, that is really cool. Of course, XXS knows some weird little trick that I've never seen before, but yeah, you have bulwark toggled. There's no animation when you throw spear behind you. It didn't even look like he needed to turn. That is really interesting.
Yeah, but not caught out, Nikobaby. Not by that shenanigan.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And yeah, it's just, at this point, AM just going to continue free farming. He's already got the treads, a ring of health, so the harassment from the Ion Shell is negligible. And the problem you have is, like, you left Limmp alone for that split second. He ends up going down, and now the Shadow Fiend's right back into it.
Darkseer Walt's coming up. But using the AM illusion, but the mana void Handsken gets destroyed. But you have the surged up AM illusion, taking away all of his mana.
Yep.
But BoBoKa has managed to fix it up, because he is fighting himself at the moment.
Yeah, really nice play there from 3-3. You don't see many Darkseers get walled this early, but whenever you're playing against AM, you'll want to, because as you can see right there, all of a sudden, you actually do threaten those kills. It's something that Sccc will have to make sure he avoids this entire game. You never want to give Darkseer your own AM, because Ion Shells, it surges it forward. Suddenly, the carry matchup has equalized. Again, checking out the net worth charts. Sccc is on top. You got to be happy if you're an Aster fan. It's just a matter of, can they kill towers? That's what I need to see from Alliance here. You've got to get this mid tower. You have the Death Prophet. The ultimate is prepared if Limmp wants to skill it. And it looks like he buys his own smoke to go try and make a play. I really like this
towards
maneuver.
bottom lane. Fade just TP down here. Handsken's getting himself a double hit, and they got a lot of damage. BoBoKa is just burning in the Iron Shell, but he gets far enough away with the shackles from Fade. Handsken can't keep chasing him. 33 is going to surge himself. He'll just Iron Shell burn down one, but now you're trapped. Has no way to TP out to safety, but now Death Prophet. She'll arrive, exorcism up. And Fade, Spirit Siphoned. I remember this battle happening in mid with the exorcism. Where's the damage going to come in? Jakiro is trying to help out with a dual breath, but Limmp is trapped behind the tower. He can't get out. 33 wants to help him. No surge will do anything. Sccc just, in fact, just mana voids him down. And Alliance are retreating. There are so many heroes from Aster looking to come to bottom lane to fight this.
I don't know if Jakiro dual breath is deniable, but Fade's pinging himself, asking to be attacked, but Fata does get that last hit. But this is what I mean, Alliance, like these moves are readable, right? You're going in before your Death Prophet rotates. Limmp is on his way, but you got to give him that time.
Ice Path Wall. You're only making another copy of AM, but Sccc may not like this.
And once again, it's Alliance who are forced to do things, right? Aster could play this slower game if they would like, make moves just within rhythm, but hang on, maybe that Sccc is in some trouble.
They're really getting underneath this tower. And with the Iron Shell burn, Sccc has got no mana. He can't blink away to safety. He'll go down, and BoBoKa is also underneath this tower. The dual breath will be able to connect while up on top. XSS getting battled down by Nikobaby. The arena will allow him to escape. The two cores as Limmp comes up. But on bottom lane, there goes ChYuan, and the tier 1 tower to attack straight after. Liquid Fire, you want to, as a Jakiro, be pressuring these towers. And Lifestealer is almost #1 on the net worth now. So yeah, it was a little rough. But phase boost is done. Armlet is coming.
And that's the right item build here as well. This is not a Radiance nor a Maelstrom game for the Lifestealer. It is about raw right-click burst damage. That usually comes in the form of an Armlet Deso, perhaps Abyssal just after. You want to have that up ASAP.
Got a huge stack to farm as well. That's nicer for 33.
Yeah. And the way this matchup works, it used to be a lot more AM favored, but now with the Lifestealer getting the talent at 20 for evasion, it's very tough for the AM to ever really go just toe-to-toe if Manta's not active, because you miss so much, you're not really an MKB buyer.
This game feels so weird because it's not Aster moving around the map, making plays and controlling. Like they controlled every single outpost in the early game, and now they're doing something about it. Limmp, they only tried to farm as the Deucer in the jungle last time around, and this time, once again,
it's the same
the
move.
assault is here.
They did this against the Deucer in the previous game, where they invade woods around the 10-minute mark, they put down a ward, they get the outpost, they get a kill. Here, of course, they only get the stack this time. Limmp does escape, but Aster certainly still following that same script. And once again, have they been Radiant every game?
They
have.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They've always been walking uphill. But I don't feel like in this game, like there's no objective straight after. Like Darkseer is having, like 33 is a free lane on bottom now.
Yep.
Now the top 4 net worths, 3 belong to Alliance.
Yep.
That are unable to control all the bounty runes on bottom, and Limmp has an exorcism coming off cooldown with the catapult wave in mid. If they want to keep this pressure up, Alliance can go for it. In fact, they smoke up. Vendetta is available for the next assassin. So you can also hunt, he triggers it instantly. So if you take the tier 1 tower up on top, and what Jakiro is TPing in, Fata's going to try and stop it. Macropire, he just nukes the wave.
Really well done by Alliance. They're getting more damage onto the mid tower, and they rotate the right heroes. Lifestealer Jakiro can't get dove under tower. Now look at this. ChYuan in some trouble.
He really didn't want to TP in there. Handsken was waiting in the shadows, but he dodges the attack and now lets the ulti out. The Spy Carapace, that won't protect you, Handsken, but Limp's already found the kill. But Limmp can't get away from the Arena of Blood. Heavy damage to the tier 1 tower at mid, but a 2-for-1 trade-off.
Just over-eager there. Aster, they're not going to leave their SF on an island. Yeah, they get the kill, but the rest of the team ready to collapse. And Sccc, a really nice rotation to ensure he's able to pick up those kills. Finishes Limmp there. Nice XP and gold booster for him. He's now back to the top of the net worth charts. Only the Void Stone recipe away from the Battle Fury now.
I'm still seeing Darkseer. Okay, we'll watch this fight once again. So there's Handsken right behind the tower, but
it's the little things, though. He takes, like, ChYuan is just taking a little bit longer to die. If he gets a stun off there, dies immediately, you probably are going to get away before that Mars TP ultimate's able to go down. But the happy feet into the fear. Well played. by the mid player. And arguably, I think he's really the only newer player on this Aster lineup. Everybody else is kind of confirmed as damn good.
33.
Darkseer.
Nah, he needs Handsken to be there just a couple of seconds earlier.
Yeah. It's another game where I really wish maybe you go for the HOD, but I don't really know if you want to do that against the Chen, so it makes sense.
He's going back. He needs to give Alliance sustained a push.
Yeah. You got to play for that 20-25 minute mark. You got DP Jakiro. If you get a mech advantage too, you could theoretically get a couple towers, take a nice lead, and just think about going high ground.
Here's the hunt. A live stealer bomb that's delivered through Invis. Handsken, also remember, Iron Shell and Surge. He can get so quickly into position. And it is another wrap around the Observer Ward. It's watching ChYuan farming up. And down he comes because 33 is running forward. Only a level 1 Vac has the Darkseer wall. They don't get the initial stun, and the Arena of Blood is up. Handsken and Nikobaby caught inside of it, but it's a good Ice Path and Macropire. But maybe Aster can back out of this. Both huge ultimates throwing down, and no one dies. It's just a full disengage.
But we've seen this before, right? It's Aster just cutting their losses. In fact, they lose the tower, sure, but no one else goes down, and SCC is not there. It's 4 on 5.
He's got Battle Fury in like maybe 20 seconds.
Yeah. 13 minutes, Treads Battle Fury is not a bad timing at all. One of the faster I've seen recently. And you've got to be feeling good, right? This is,
there it is.
This is looking once again. You know what? Alliance though, they got the mid tower. This is the first game I've seen in this tournament where Aster lose their mid tier 1 first. It's huge. However, if there was ever a game it would happen, it's with the last pick Animage strat, right? So
it's this lineup that wants to play slower. It feels like Aster just have to reach that point where they feel comfortable, and then they can win the grand final and move on to the major. But the best thing for Alliance fans who are tuning in right now is they can look at this and go, my team has a play. My team has something that they can try and do. And they're looking towards top lane. But they won't find anything. At least they can find a Radiant Observer Ward. They can get rid of that one.
Yep.
That's a fun position to put something in. But then again, don't go for it. 33. They're on all sides. The Hex is out, the mana is burning, and Sccc, Fata can't get there in time. He's going to let out that Ice Path, and the Mana Void and just that last attack damage gets through. So Darkseer will fall.
I love the BoBoKa creeps just walking around with the 10% hero resist and 30% damage aura. And I think the Wolf, yeah, he's like, SCC, here's a service dog. You want to farm a little faster? Here you go, buddy. We couldn't draft Avenge for you this time, but I got you the next best thing. Bottom, they might look to make a play on the Mars.
It's difficult. Observer and Sentry for Radiant is looking at him.
Yeah, difficult's an understatement. And it looks like ChYuan, he's going to have BKB as his next selection. I really like this build here. Just drums BKB. As soon as you have that, how's Alliance take you down?
They're battling for the outpost. It really feels like Sccc is just like
Nyx, hang on.
Just pushing the buttons, looking for the opening. This time they'll connect over on the stun, but will they have enough? Hand of God comes in, and Sccc getting a lot of life back in the silence. It doesn't last long enough. BoBoKa will be picked up as Alliance bring 5 heroes to the top lane, looking for the fight. And how quickly does Handsken get down to bottom? He's looking for both of those bounty runes, and he's going to get them too. Oh, okay, maybe he'll get one.
Yeah, but Nexus has no interest in going up.
Oh, yeah, he
top
will.
part of the map. Oh, wait.
Yeah, he will.
Hang on.
Does he want to fight?
Might look for a kill here.
Just looking at Handsken.
Yeah.
Like, do I want bounty? Do I want this?
I will say also, I love how much Fade plays the Shadow Shaman, man. I love this hero.
Oh, they're coming to fight. Arena of Blood is up. Handsken able to get the first stun. Hitting the wall is not where he wants to be, but Jakiro is nearby too.
Get out of here.
Courier also flying in, not where it wants to be. Nothing on it, but a little mushroom wall pop. Mass open wards are down. Handsken trying to break its way free. It's a good silence coming in from Limmp, but he can't save Handsken. No matter how many spike carabas and follow-up stuns they get, but the Darkseer wall's going to be really good. Getting a copy of both Exorcist as well as ChYuan and the Shadow Shaman. Shadow Fiend getting hit by all of his teammates as well as himself into the trees. Faye will begin his TP out. They don't see him and don't stun him inside the trees, but a Nyx for an SF. That feels good, but Animate is still farming.
Also, look at where Aster take that fight, right? They're ones making the move. They're not getting jumped in their own woods. Yeah, you trade Rasta wards, but you get the Darkseer wall, you get the DP ultimate, and look at where Limmp is forced to move to, right? The Ancient Camp, not an objective. This is what Aster is going to continue to look to do here. They only lose the one hero. It's a 1-for-1 trade, and they just buy time. They're the ones with the late game. They're playing around SCC. That Manta timing could be everything. And again, go to the Rasta. I love this hero so much because it means that Fade playing anywhere with SCC off map represents threat. Because a blink in Manta after a Hex, that hero is just dead. all game unless there's someone behind him. And those hex mechanics are still very undervalued in the patch, I feel.
They're going to smoke egg right now, and Chen's walking directly into him. This should be a very, very simple kill. Hilariously enough, the two guys who are ganking right now are probably two guys who had a little issue with each other because Fata stole the bounty rune from Limmp and he had an empty bottle. They could have had a little bit more mana for it, but still, it works out as Chen walks up blindly into high ground.
So far, so good for Alliance, but you gotta keep up the tempo. Your lifestealer is huge. He's got the Armlet Deso timing. This is a super big power spike for Nico, but AM will consistently get 100 to 300 more GPM every single minute that this game goes on, and oh no.
Hex is out,
He's
and
completely
this is problematic
alone.
for Nikobaby. The Arena of Blood's up too, and Nikobaby perfectly controlled by Aster, who once again,
How
4
did that
heroes
happen?
together.
Did he just walk up and...
Yeah,
I hope we have a replay of that, because it looks like Fade just straight up just saw him and killed him.
Nico's been playing around this area for the last like 5-8 minutes.
Oh,
and
they had
it's
a ward,
always been
duh.
it's been underneath the Observer and Sentry the entire time. So
that's such a cool spot for it, and this is something you see a lot of the top tier teams do, right? You know Alliance wants to play aggressive, ward your own side of the map. Find them playing in your own jungle, and they get that kill. That's so cool. And I will say, though, Aster's reusing a lot of ward spots, because this one in the Dire jungle, they placed this previous game as well. And it's providing, once again, excellent vision. You see both ramps, and
so
he just straight
farming
up...
Ancients, straight up Hex.
I mean, it's the vision, though, because you can pre-click it. If you have to select target, then it's a reflex battle that oftentimes the lifestealer can win. But well done by Fade. Right place, right time.
Line's been drawn, in fact, by Fade straight across the river. I don't know if there's everything north of this line, but ChYuan, he's over the line. He's looking to build up his BKB. Originally, too, Limmp had a BKB queued up. He's now gone back in for an Aghanim Scepter as his quick buy.
I don't mind that. It's just the most damage DP can get. Like, all your spells all of a sudden start using ghosts. It helps with the tower pushing.
They're starting Roshan. Desolator Armlet is over on Nico. They'll burn the Exorcism. This is exactly how Aster was doing Roshan before. And we'll see if Aster want to fight. First creeps being sent in, Sccc. He does have TP as well as Mana Style, so he can jump over. But it doesn't look like Aster is going to contest. Nope. They're still ahead, right? As long as Sccc is #1 on the board,
look at the
they're
network.
still good.
Like, after I said, he's jumped up suddenly to 2,500 ahead of the game. He gained 1,000 gold on everyone in 2 minutes. And not just that, you give away the Aegis, but the DP ult now is down. So Alliance can't really push as much as they might like to.
And you look for
Bottom lane,
revenge, but bottom lane, Handsken. There's no sentry ward looking for this. In fact, they start off with a stun, create a copy of the Darkseer with the Darkseer wall. It's a good back Ice Path. Fade really burning out. Sccc can blink himself away from this. The tier 1 tower will still fall to Fade's Mass Serpent wards, which will now all be farmed.
Not bad. Alliance, as you can see, they're strong. This game, it's Aster who continuously flee from the fights. But you gotta keep trying to make things happen. It's gonna get a little harder. SF about to finish up his BKB. Suddenly, there's really no way to challenge him in the midst of these fights. And as you said, Limmp, 1,000 gold away from that Aghanims. It's a really good choice here, I feel, because it's just, again, it's about damage. It's about ending the game soon. If you want to go for like a BKB, that's nice, but it's gonna be actually ending the game that you have trouble with. So increase your offensive output and just hope you survive.
I'd like to see if we can keep that Invis rune for the fight as well. Invis rune bolted up, Exorcism off cooldown in 50 seconds time. Darkseer Vac is Darkseer walls around the same time. And now Handsken, he's got the meme hammer up. So Meteor Hammer ready to go from Nyx. They've got a lot of chain stuns. Now your Scepter, Hammer, ready to drop it. It's coming down, and goodbye BoBoKa. This will be his 6th death. He's actually 50% of the deaths. Yeah, he didn't want to have that out there either. Even opening woundsing, making sure that Chen army doesn't survive. But any major illusions pushing in bottom. Sccc is already creep skipping the mid. So there's no other choice for Alliance. They have to push the tier 2 tower up on top. But they have one of the best tower pushes. Jakiro, just keep liquid firing it and you'll push through.
Yeah, but it's really, I mean, Sccc, as always, right place, right time. His push mid ensures there's no way you're going to lose 2 towers, just the one. However, Alliance, you've got TP out in 3 seconds.
Do they go up?
Yeah, you might want to. You do have wall, you have Greaves.
Yep,
this is your timing.
This is their chance to play. MoOz Look for that big ultimate.
There's no glyph.
They're dropping the hammers on the towers. They're burning through it. XSS is looking at this, but he's only got a pipe. He doesn't have to reposition it, but that doesn't help when the two get around the back lines. SF, BK beat up, ready to try and fight Animate. Also focusing on the Darkseer, trying to get rid of 33, but the Ice Path. Fata creating so much space. A blink away. SCC can keep the chase going. They've at least got 2 kills down now. Lifestealer will have that second life ready to fight, but Limmp is not dead. You've still got that Exorcism doing its work. SCC can blink himself away. Fade begins his own TP out, but the Ice Path from Fata it creates space in the fight, and they'll help get this kill. Buybacks in from Alliance. They've taken the tier 3 tower, but what much more can they get? Look for Anti-Mage. Nyx is hunting into Vendetta. They see him, a quick surge forward, and then blink away. Anti-Mage doesn't have TP, is on cooldown for 40 seconds, and Handsken, he's blindly stunning areas, wondering where the hell this Anti-Mage is. He's so close, yet so far away, but it won't matter if Alliance can keep pushing, because Anti-Mage can't come back to defend.
They are so strong right now, and yeah, Limmp, he's got the Aghanims now, so no ultimate, sure, but you still apply a little bit of pressure with those ghosts. Sccc, he's going to look to cut the wave, it appears. Still 15 seconds on teleport, but that's what I like to see. You've got to do this if you're Alliance. They understand what their timing is. Yeah, sure, Aster's going to take this after 40 minutes, but for now, we're in head.
Nyx is waiting. Handsken is hoping he'd actually go for something like this. And SCC blink in 2, 1. A quick little mana burn. Still has blink available, but can't TP and blink. He can blink, but he can't do the TP yet. He's a little short of mana, and now it's coming up, but too far away from any stun to connect.
He knew where
away
he was,
to safety. Beautifully played.
Yeah, just buying time. However, that did slow his farm down a little bit. Nikobaby, slowly but surely, still grinding away. He's got the Imp Claw ready. Looks like AC will be the choice. Gotta say, I agree with that one.
I can't believe Alliance during that fight got caught from a wraparound from behind.
Yeah,
like
right?
that's one of those things, like if that happens, you expect to move over and see it.
It's another thing where Aster sort of somehow, even on the back foot, like they take that fight on their terms almost. And they get a couple of kills off. Ideal initiation in the BKB reveal. That's the big key for Aster to try and turn fights around. Probably to be used more of a reset than for the actual damage output.
Oh. SCC, a little too close. They need to get that first stun. Able to hit the first one. Now Fata with the Ice Path to follow up. Still got mana stun for SCC, so he can just jump away the meme hammer half a second too late.
Dude, it's level 3 Ice Path. Fata, no! I know you like the liquid fire, but that Ice Path.
He needed 0.5 of a second longer on the stun for the hammer to be able to connect, and that is the difference between 3 and 4 in Ice Path. It's a hard life, but Fata's been having a fantastic game. There's just one thing that doesn't sync perfectly in time.
They're going to smoke up. Once again, the Infest looking to hunt. Sccc, they know he TP'd.
Hey, BoBoKa, where are you, dude? It's about your time to die again, isn't it? SCC is farming bottom lane, but...
You don't want him, though.
No, but yeah, it's BoBoKa. You'll tank it.
I got him, guys. Now, that's a move I can appreciate. 7 deaths on BoBoKa. So technically, it's really...
He's keeping his 50%.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
Hey, that's the job of most 5s. Tactical feeding.
Yep.
May have originated with Pile I Die, but everybody knows how to do it.
Meanwhile, Sccc is illegally entering the Dire territory. he's creep skipping absolutely everything, and you just don't, like, how do you even protect your 25-minute bounties at this point? You'd like to kill him. The Observer and Sentry is nearby. He's blinking around it, though, so they don't even get the information he's there.
I also love, there's very few carries that have the unselfishness to do this. Even, like, it's so valuable, but they've been giving wards to Sccc. Wards and sentries. He's the one placing all this vision in the aggressive jungle. And I love to see it because he's the one that's going to be playing it.
And you see his heat map everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
That's what a heat map should look like on a well-played AM. So credit to Sccc. Certainly doing his job. 17K on the net worth, 3 ahead of this Lifestealer, and it's only going to be worse. He's got the Basher now. Abyssal or BKB looks next. I think BKB, because if you look at this Alliance lineup, we criticized the previous game, no real magical burst. This game they've got plenty of lockdown, but only Lifestealer DP are really going to do right-click damage, and AM has so much armor.
Oh.
Orb of Destruction now on the
They're going to surge him up, Iron Shelled as well, and you'll see just how quickly Fade will die. Man, that guy needs a Ghost Scepter.
Yeah.
Oh, does he need a Ghost Scepter?
Sccc already getting the hell out of bottom. He pushed in the lane.
There's really good money in for Nico, and he has to be that big front liner too. Like, obviously the DPs can be hard enough to kill, but Lifestealer, not only just being on the front lines, but now to find kills, going for Abyssal Blade as his next pickup.
Dude, oh, they give the orb to the SF actually, wow. So now just standing, being attacked by the Shadow King, you're -7 armor from the presence, and then another 5 from the orb.
He's working on the E-Blade.
Yep, I like that decision a lot. You're playing against DP Lifestealer. It's that burst damage in the stun combo that's going to kill off your Anti-Mage. If you E-Blade him, now all of a sudden without a Nullifier, you're just not killing this Anti-Mage anymore. You need 100-0, and that's very difficult if you've got that disruptive combo breaker.
Well, this tier 2 tower is really toast. Blink Dagger is still not on Mars. He can't jump forward. He's BKB pipe. Defense on top goes to the other Alliance cores, but it's just a Jakiro. Liquid firing the bottom, and has forced all of Aster to come to the bottom lane. They're looking for Sccc again on the north. The hunt feels like Handsken has got one job and one job alone, and that's to find the AM.
They were so close. If Limmp had been a little closer, he took the long way up around the hill. He just lands a silence after the Manta. That's a dead Anti-Mage.
They're they're coming for the great Observer Ward.
They do.
They see so much. The Observer Ward planted down by the Dire. Now a quick little force staff up. An Ice Plant trying to cut the ramp. But Sccc already on the front lines. Another jump forward. Defensive fuel setter from the Death Prophet. Needs to get a silence, needs to get something. They back it back in, but Sccc blinks forward. And they have a long range Shachlo. That's one very dead Death Prophet. She can bite back into this one, but the Meanhammer dropping SF, losing his life so quickly. He is down. Sccc fighting in the BKB time, but now that's also done. The arena is out for the Darkseer. He'll try and battle around his own wall. And Sccc again will claim another scout. Now Nikobaby hexed up. The Ice Path creates some space. There's no rage for Nikobaby. Now there is. Hitting in towards BoBoKa. Remove that Chen. Remove FaZe. Remove the supports. The Mass Surf Ward's just coming back up against a fake and plant that down. That's making it very difficult for Handsken to battle around, as well as Sccc. He has to blink over him to then blink back again. And there's just one player left alive. Nikobaby, who has to armlet toggle his way back into base away from Sccc, who hits a bash as well. Toggle this one up. Won't happen. Sccc clears him off the creep wave. And Alliance lose everything to try and defend inside their own jungle.
God, it's all the little things, Toby. Aster, what's their timing? The triple BKB on the cores. All of a sudden, Alliance, you just can't save anybody. Sure, Nikobaby won't die, but once his 4 allies are gone, he's easy pickings. And it's the little things. Ice Ogre spamming the armor. This completely negates the minus armor that Lifestealer applies with Desolator. BoBoKa, yeah, sure, he may have died 8 times, but it doesn't matter. He's effectively just keeping his scores alive, and they're all walking in with Frost armor. Like, this is crazy. And fight starts with no Death Prophet, and this is the kind of advantage Aster needs, because they're still behind if they try to just go 5-on-5 toe-to-toe. But this is a 4-on-5 fight. Yeah, you lose the Shadow Fiend, but so much committed. And both XX, he's just holding his BKB. Sccc doing a masterful job avoiding the wall. Textbook Dota 2. And you can even see the target selection. He's just ignoring the Lifestealer. Like, I don't care about you. I'll save you for last. As Alliance, 4K behind. They gotta get something going soon, but again, the BKB is now the Abyssal up on the Anti-Mage. It's just going to get harder and harder for him. DD, going to pop. I'm sure you give this to Sccc. And a Vlad's now, the Aura bot. Still no boots on BoBoKa, but just doing what he can to buff up his team's DPS with the Wolf and the Ice Ogre creep, 2 most valuable ones in this game. And the smoke, thanks to the DD. Here we go. Alliance has got to be ready.
Alliance has smoked up themselves. A quick jump forward. Jakiro onto the Ghost Scepter cover. He jumps in. Sccc also on the front lines. Where's that batch? Where's the control? Jakiro already down for the count. Sccc now on the back lines, right on top of Limmp. Is the hero that cannot die. Limmp, defensive fuel setter up. Handsken trying to line up for his own stun with a back into the double stun. Nikobaby can now go hand with a double meme hammer. XSS and Sccc, they can't go anywhere. Down for a minute and a half. There is no Anti-Mage in this fight. Look at Aster. Without the Anti-Mage, you don't want to fight, but you couldn't finish the TP out of Mars. Now the SF, one after the other. The Giants fall down, and you know where Alliance are heading. Hi, Roshan.
That is perfect timing. Straight into the pit. What a fight. This is what we're talking about. That they have stunned. They 100-0 the Anti-Mage. Massive amounts of right-click damage coming out from Nico. And Sccc, perhaps it's ambitious, right? This is where the Death Prophet hero concept's so powerful. If you go for me with my ult up and try to kill me and fail, you're just getting wiped. And that's exactly what happens here. All 3 cores die. BoBoKa survives, which... Hey, go figure, but yeah, he's got the DD, but they open with the Abyssal. Yeah, sure, you kill Fata, but this is where you get punished. Handsken is waiting. You don't see him, There's no sentry down here, and Alliance knew that. Vac into double stun. We discussed that combination, and then boom, just slammed down. And yes, ChYuan with the fear, he gets a little bit of peel, but because the rage was still up for that fraction of a second, ignores it, and that's another kill. Just like this one, Rasta probably going to fall here, and indeed, there he goes.
And he's doing everything he can to try and survive and buy some time, but it's in the mid lane where Alliance, they're already high ground. Because AM has no buyback, they've taken 2 tier 3s, now they'll take the mid melee, and if you just rotate top pretty quickly, you might be able to get a full double lane of Brax. They can't go for more, because the tier 2 tower is still up on bottom.
Gotta be a little careful here.
Yeah, they have a rather large creep wave, but do you stay? There's no exorcism. It's on cooldown for 35 seconds, but you have the cheese, you have the jump, you have 33 stunned up at Sccc once again in the backlines doing the work. CNet now will burn that BKB. Nikobaby caught inside the arena, but he's got the Aegis Immortal. He won't care about this. He's waited out some big ultimates, but where's the big fight? Where's the BKBs? ChYuan, he's still got his. Lets the ulti out. They try and battle inside the ice path. Nikobaby standing its ground, 33. Where's the time for the wall? He's finally caught the AMH to the backlines, but they can't stun him. They can't control him. But they can move back over with a huge spike Carapaton. Handsken has solo held the rest of Aster back at the wall. And now they move over to BoBoKa for now his 9th death in the game. If they can stay on him, Nikobaby trying to get around the creeps. All right, that'll work. 33 will catch him. And Limmp, the ulti is back off cooldown. They have exorcism. They will force this issue and come high ground against Aster and try and be the first team in this minor to take a game off them. At least take 2 lanes of Brax. It already feels like achieving more than anyone else has. And are they going in for tier 4? A jump in. They found the stun. No BKB to actually keep the SF alive. The hammer will fall and actually connect on the Shadow Fiend. Down for 75 seconds. He'll have to buy back. The exorcism is up. Sccc, I have to tell you, you've got to be part of this fight. You can't just look for the back liners. That's what he hopes for. And he's found one. He's found an excessive, but the ice pass, the stun connects. He can't get his BKB up. Exorcism at least can kill for Lifestealer, pushing him back with the BKB inside the Arena of Blood. And Sccc, very low on life, has to blink outside the macro pyre, but Limmp is not done yet. He still looks for a fight, but right now it seems Chickens can actually fight. Tries to cut his way free. BKB, TP out to safety. Limmp will survive. And Alliance, after losing Nico, are saying, we're happy we took 2 lanes of Brax against Aster.
They forced a double buyback too, Toby. That's huge. They're effectively just sitting on the win now. If they can get one more good fight up. And to me, it's just the draft changes, right? All of a sudden, Alliance, it's their team fight that seems far more formidable. They can do things. They're hitting these stun combinations, and Aster's cores are getting punished. You can't be caught out of a position for even a moment because you can be just 100 to 0'd, and you're not even going to get the chance to move. This is the game, the meme hammer, certainly paying off, but more importantly, these Ghost Scepters, one on Jakiro, one on the Nyx Assassin. You're having a really hard time as SCCC to actually find kills. He wants to get the Jakiro, prevent this Ice Path spam, but he's just Ghost Scepter, forced away. Suddenly AM kind of caught without a real target because he still can't go toe-to-toe with Nikobaby. Even with the net worth advantage, you are not more powerful than he is. Even at this phase of the game, you're going to need at least a butterfly plus, and man, hell of a fight.
Get to watch that last little bit of it. So Sccc, he's trying to get this. No BKB up. At least SSS is able to isolate one of these cores every time. And he did the same thing to Lifestealer on the top. The only difference was it was Aegis, the Immortal, surviving.
4K gold. Roshan will not be up for a while. 4 to 7 minutes from now till first spawn.
But look at Alliance. Yeah. We ain't waiting. I don't want to wait for this series to be over. Handsken, you'll be the carrier for Lifestealer. And look at the Lions just drawn straight down the middle. It almost feels like they just want to end this now. It's 13 seconds before you got Exorcism up and running. Limmp might be revealing the fact they're smart.
They don't care because you want to play in space. You'd much rather the open area inside base.
Smoke's going to crack. He comes out first. Handsken's close by. Where's that sentry? Where's the detection? They put down the dust. Now the sentry with the bang! Oh, they almost caught them all! The BKB's come up in time. Dies the Sccc. He's jumping in, looking for that kill over on Limmp, but he hasn't finished the job just yet. Where's Lifestealer? Pop yourself out. It's time to fight, man. Handsken, he's walking, limping his way back out to safety. As the Lions try and reset around the Roshan wall. Around the Darkseer wall. They got a couple.
Die?
They got a no. He didn't. No one
Nobody died?
No, Limmp dropped really low, but then he just siphoned, bottled, and backed up. Nico didn't even jump out until the very end. And now, oh man, take out the yours, take out the SCC. Woo, you are low. He meta styles, he blinks, and he is away to safety. Oh boy, that's living life on the edge, Sccc.
Oh my god, I just realized the change to the DP ultimate. The Scepter now adding that little mini slow to all the ghosts. That's actually pretty insane. That's way better than I remember it. I don't remember this being changed in a patch, but yeah, DPI is actually kind of nuts. We're going to see this hero at the major. I'll be shocked if this isn't first 2 picked by the time we hit main stage. And just, I can't believe it. I like what Aster did, right? I like what both teams. Alliance want to fight around the base. They want all of this open area so they can have plenty of information to land big combos. Aster, they got to make sure that it's more of a choke point so that Mars and the BKB cores can prevent the Alliance squad from getting onto the back line. Looks like we're going to have another brawl. DP ultimate up in 60 seconds, though. Do you really want to do this, Alliance?
SCC should be really careful. There's an Abyssal Blade over on the lifesteal, but of course it's Handsken, the one to be stunned up, controlled, and with no nicks, no surprise attacks. Alliance are on the full retreat. 33 surging himself away, wanting to make sure Nikobaby is able to get out safely too. As he turns around, he just Abyssal Blade stuns right on top of Fade, killing off at least one. A ghost there from Shakira, wasted some time to back, at least BKBs, once again protecting Aster. The Nikobaby, he's trapped inside the wall. They're trying to help him out. 33 can't do much more, but Nikobaby has cheese, able to consume it quickly. Now they turn their attention towards Mars, dropping so fast. Handsken getting the extra one, the BoBoKa, unable to finish his TP out the Yule Scepter. SF, he doesn't get out. They'll trap him in, he'll easily pop quickly, but the Spike Carapace, he'll be stunned up and then tipping him before they kill him. 3 heroes down without buyback available. You know what direction Alliance are headed. They're trying to head to a game 4.
And this time, it's like, it's Alliance. For the first time, it's not Aster that are playing with their food. They kite back. They got all the vision down. They know what's going to happen, and they get the perfect engage. Really well done, and what a wall from 3-3. He was playing with Anti-Mage and Shadow Fiend. You already have so much minus armor thanks to the Deso, thanks to the AC. Now you have an SF aura.
And they're going straight for the T-Balls. They want to end this now. They want this to be over. They want to have at least a game 4 in this series, and that's what they should be able to achieve. Fortification from Aster is buying some time. A quick hex, the Mass Open Ward's over on the Darkseer. But Alliance stay objective-based gaming. The Radiant Ancient must go down. Sccc jumping in. Ice Path, he never BKB, but the fact 2-man stun. Perfect control. AM will buy back, and once again, trying to have another crack. He's keeping dead. Probably the Mana Void. Oh, that spill damage would have been very, very high. But he hasn't finished the job. The Ancient is dying, and they've given everything they've got Aster. But finally, one team has shown it is possible to make Aster bleed. Alliance take game 3 in this grand final and avoid a humiliating 3-0 result. Yep. And fist bumps all around, get some confidence, and come back for game 4 strong.
That's super impressive. They got bodied 2 games in a row, come back, just reinvent themselves. They did a bunch of things that no one has been able to pull off against Aster. Notably, they took the mid-tier 1 first. This was huge. Death Prophet's net worth significantly ahead of ChYuan's by the end of this game. Another key. Limmp really went off, but again, Nikobaby playing his lifestealer to near perfection. In general, just the whole team really just getting shit done. 8-3 and 17 on 33 as well. Like, that is an unbelievable score in the Darkseer in this game.
Yeah, it was his combination, like 33 and Handsken together. Like, Handsken, like, that battle on top lane, he was literally sitting in front of where the tier 3 tower was. He's like, I'm going to 3-man stun 2, I'm going to 2-man stun others, working with the Meteor Hammer 2. It's just, it's actually nice to see Alliance sink.
Yes.
Like, that's what that felt like in this game.
They finally had the opportunity to, right? And this is what I'm saying. Like, they were just so... I was talking to the analyst upstairs, like Winner and Lacoste, just like, yeah, I mean, they just got so outdrafted. Like, game 2, they feel like it's already over. Game 3, on even footing, Aster may be playing a little too slow. Alliance punish hard. They were the ones finding the kills, making the moves, and out-team fighting Aster. I want to see them continue this, and who knows? We had a reverse sweep in our last tournament here in Kyiv. Maybe there's another one in the cards. Who knows?
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves, Mr. 3-0. We'll be back to see how we go and see how Alliance can shape up in Game 4.